Hello and welcome to Today in Film, episode 12. I'm your host, Dorian Parham, and today is...
Greg Toby.
Now, today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 5-time Oscar-winning... Is it
Yeah, I
five
believe
or
so,
four?
yeah.
5-time Oscar-winning...
The main five, yeah.
Yeah, so the Best Supporting Actor, Best Actor... Was it Actress?
In this case, it'd be actress, yeah.
Yeah. Best Actress, Director, Screenwriter, and what's the other one? Best Film, Best Picture?
Best picture.
Best
Yeah.
Picture. So, the big five, right? In
And well
1991,
deserved.
well deserved. Silence of the Lambs. It was, I think, the first. I think it was also the first horror to win big at the Oscars.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, horror is always frowned upon as being sort of schlocky cinema, sort of B-movie style stuff. But I mean, I think this is the first time that horror was really taken seriously.
I think, well, yeah, with horror, if you think horror in the let's say 80s, because this is 91.
Yeah.
If you think horror in the 80s, it's slashers and kind of stuff like that, and
Yeah, sort of teenagers at a like cabin getting murdered, yeah.
that's not Oscar-winning kind of stuff. But having a really psychological kind of thing with a smart yet I don't know. Is it insane or is it evil?
I think it's a bit of both, really. I
Yeah.
mean, it's the insanity that drove him to be evil.
The funny thing is, right? I've just thought of this, right? If I had to compare any other character to Hannibal Lecter, I think the only other character I could compare him with is Joker.
In a way,
Like,
yeah. I mean, put some makeup on him, yeah.
So instead of being the laughy and stuff like that, he's very serious and very kind of straightforward.
Yeah,
And
like
that
quiet and
is,
calculating.
yeah. But he's still very he's still not stable as such, is he? Because it's one thing to be a bad person; it's another thing to be a very, very bad person who
And
knows he's bad.
yeah, and then there's eating people.
Eating people. Hannibal the Cannibal. And a not transgender villain.
Yeah, good old
is
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill. Based
Who
on
is,
real people.
I'd say is 100% like more creepy than Hannibal.
Oh yeah. I mean, the detail I love about Buffalo Bill is when he's in the scenes with like the long blonde hair, you can see at some of the angles you can see like it's a scalp.
Yeah, you can actually see the skin like clinging to it. Just
yeah. So he's just put it on his head, and it's like, oh, like that's a very it's a good thing to do because they might have done it in one way, like, all right, just grow your hair out long, or we'll stick a wig on you.
Yeah, but no, they went the extra mile
to make it actually be like someone's scalp, and you can tell it is somebody's scalp. Is not real, obviously prop,
but it's part of the character. Anyway. I mean, Buffalo Bill. He's I don't know. He's a skin tailor, really. He makes skin suits.
He is. I think that's the thing about Buffalo Bill. Like Hannibal Lecter he's a villain, but we don't see him being a villain. Apart from until he escapes, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's just there. And he's
he's sort of sat there waiting in his cage, hello Clarice and all that,
Yeah, he's the like locked up beast in the cage that they're like, oh my god, he's he killed everyone. And you kind of see him, you're like, really? It's it's a bit like the have you seen is it Holy Grail, Monty Python?
Yeah, the rabbit you mean?
Yeah, the white rabbit. The great beast is it killed everyone, and they see it and it's like, you're like, okay, it's just a rabbit with red eyes.
But then it strikes.
And yeah, it's a very like, it's the innocent kind of view, like not view. What's the word?
Angle.
Perception, angle, appearance. Just he just looks like a kind of mild-mannered man.
Yeah, he's he's just sat there, quite meekly, sort of like, oh, I wouldn't know how to fly. You think I'd eat people? Huh.
I mean, the fact that he's he's a doctor as well.
Yeah,
so,
he's a psychiatrist, I believe.
Yeah. So he's not a, in the trope of insane characters a lot of times is they're just mad. They're not smart as such, they just do stuff.
No,
But
yeah.
this is the opposite of that. Because he's a doctor. You don't get to be a doctor unless you're actually smart and good at it.
Anyway. I think he's definitely one of the most iconic movie villains of all time.
Oh yeah, like especially looking at this portrayal, like to see kind of Anthony Hopkins. The accent is a weird thing. I forgot about the accent. It just sounds like Anthony Hopkins with like a weird kind of twang in his voice.
Yeah, sort of. He sort of rolls his R's every now and again, and
yeah, it's just enough that you just you forget it in the back of your mind, like you forget this guy is Welsh. He's not American. It's kind of that. Oh, what is it? I've forgotten his name. The guy from House, MD.
Oh, Hugh Grant.
Whoa, Hugh Grant. When like that film,
Hugh Laurie. Sorry,
Hugh Laurie. Yeah, the TV show, like the director, like casting director of the, or the director, I can't remember which one, but like when they saw him audition, they were like, "Oh, he's like one of the greatest kind of, young,
they thought it was American
actors because of the accent." And like, it's one of those things where it works, doesn't it? So, but that's not about the performance. That's about the voice. I went off on one there. But like, to see Anthony Hopkins, who has done hundreds of different roles.
Oh yeah, he's an icon.
And the thing is, he doesn't. The perfect thing about it, right, is he doesn't look like a threat at all.
No.
Like, and he doesn't look. He doesn't have like the eyes or the kind of like the facial structure of like he looks like a bad person.
He doesn't look insane.
Thing. No. He looks like if you sat him in a cafe in another film in the exact same kind of like character, you could get him to fit in.
Yeah, he'd blend in.
Yeah. But right. What do you think of this film then?
I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's a perfect blend of sort of like the horror elements with the detective crime drama. It's incredibly witty, but not in a funny way. It's sort of more in the way it plays with words and like like placing the clues and that. Incredibly well shot, well acted. Just everything about it, it deserved the 5 Oscars it got.
I think it definitely did deserve them. Like we were saying before we went on the thing, the kind of when I watched it and at the start, because I have seen this before. When I saw the screenplay by and it was one guy, I was like, if I know this won Oscars, I couldn't remember which ones it won, but I was like, it better not win Best Director at not best screenplay,
Mm.
because they really go hand in hand when it's something this like, much of a masterpiece.
Oh, absolutely. Like there's synergy there.
Yeah, they clearly understand each other, and the director's style of doing the kind of like headshot thing, essentially.
Yeah,
When
the
they're
looking
talking,
to camera.
yeah, that kind of thing. It's not one of those like artsy kind of approaches.
No, it's
Like it
more
is to,
to unsettle you.
yeah, but it's like he could, there are films where the director goes, "I'm an artsy director. I'm gonna chuck fucking everything in this," and
Mm.
you watch it and you're like, "I wonder how the screenwriter feels about that one,"
No,
because I
exactly.
doubt they
Whereas
had that in mind.
Jonathan Demme, he's a genre director. He
Yeah,
understands that this film is a genre film rather than an artsy film. So like he knows what he wants.
I mean this. I don't know. He didn't direct the second one, Hannibal. Well, aptly named.
Okay.
I think I can't remember. I'm not going to swear to that, but little bit of a tangent here. I remember there's like in that film, there's like a scene where something happens. I'm not going to say it because I know you haven't seen it,
Okay.
but it does one of those like quick cut, like kind of like, oh my god, slashing and stuff like that, and it's a bit like, I don't know, it just feels off. And if there was scenes like that in this film, obviously you have no idea what I'm on about, but
Hmm.
like,
But no, I get the general gist. It's that sort of
yeah,
scene where it's edited deliberately choppy to sort of go like, this is happening, then that is happening, and look over there,
yeah,
and mm,
the like the most kind of, I'd say probably most, like, it's very stylistic, isn't it, in its
no,
own way.
definitely, but
The
yeah, but it's distracting as well.
Yeah, I mean, the shot that I absolutely love is, well, the kind of long section is the night vision goggle bit, because it just
Yes.
works.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the perfect use of tension, I believe.
Yeah,
Sort of. Um, what's Jodie Foster's character name? Starling is in
Clay
that
Starling.
basement. Yeah, like she's in the basement looking for Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill is just like, haha, I can see you. I've got night vision goggles. So we see it from his perspective,
Yeah,
and it's just the whole thing of she can't see you, but we can see her.
and the great thing is, we don't know what's around
No,
as what,
yeah.
like, so we are in the same position as her, essentially. It's just
Well,
that
yeah,
we can
throughout the
see her.
entire film, really.
Yeah, I think that film, that, to be artsy, that scene illustrates how in the dark she is throughout the entire film.
Mm.
You know, for a little Tumblr review there, gotta go all artsy out and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like with a quote attached to it.
Yeah. Hashtag Sun Tzu said this. I forgot what his name was there. No, it's not good.
Oh no.
But yeah, I struggle to talk about stuff that I like this. Films. I think we've had this issue a few times so
We
far.
have, but I believe that every film has something to talk about.
Oh yeah, it's this film is it's an incredible display of what happens when you just get it right.
Mm.
You know, and I was thinking yesterday, like, if you want to get into filmmaking,
This is
you should
probably
be
the best
you
film to
yeah,
watch.
this no, not just that, but this is what you need to be aiming for in just your mind, like, because it's one thing to go, I just want to be a writer or a director. It's another thing to go, I want to be the next whatever, because I want to do this. This film is incredible because of what it is. It's not incredible because the person went, I want to be a writer, I want to be a director, I want to be this, I want to be that.
No, exactly. It's incredible because it's not only the sum of its parts, but it uses all of those parts, to sort of, I don't know, like upholster it, really.
Yeah, it's like a well-oiled machine, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and a Swiss watch. Every cog is different. Each
but it
one is
works.
incredibly useful.
Like Anthony Hopkins in it for 18 minutes or so.
Got best supporting actor.
Yeah, truly deserves it.
Oh yeah, I mean that performance. It was I didn't realize just how little he was in this until I got to the end, and I was just like, "Hang on, he wasn't in that for very long." But that's because his performance is just so. What's the word to describe it? Like
impactful, I guess. Like
yeah,
enthralling, or like it captures you. It grabs you, and for that time, you are in the moment.
No, exactly.
So
yeah, like when he's staring you down,
Yeah, it's the power of the character. Is really what it is. Like it could have been bad had they just had it been like, because it's a 2-hour odd film.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours and 6 minutes or something. I can't remember. But
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
if it had been like Hannibal Lecter is in this film for like an hour, it'd be like,
it wouldn't have worked as well.
No. And what also works is there are scenes where, like Clarice isn't in every scene.
No.
Hannibal's not in every scene because that's not needed.
Well, no, that's not how films work. You don't need to have the character to be in each and every scene.
And clearly, this film really does illustrate that. Yeah. Had they been in every scene, it would have been, the pacing would have felt way different. The importance of the other characters would have felt off. See, that's the thing. It's like we are the reason that we get kind of cutaways from the characters. We are only seeing like a snapshot or whatever they call it, of their lives.
Yeah.
And so, because at the end, I don't know her name, but Clarice's friend, she's there for like 2 or 3 scenes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's not Catherine. No.
She's the only person. She's like the only other person that Clarice like talks to as a friend, really.
What's her name?
She's a fellow
Ardella.
student.
Ardelia.
Ardella. Yeah. It's like I was like, who is this person? But then I was like, it doesn't matter because she's just there because she's a friend. I don't need to know who she is. I don't need to know everything about her. I don't need to have an introduction scene to her because this film is about the two characters.
It is,
and Buffalo Bill, but not really. Like it's weird when you think about this. When you think about this, when people talk about this film, they talk about is it Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. That's who they talk about.
Yes.
They're not talking about is it Catherine, the one who gets kidnapped?
Yeah, Catherine.
Her name. Yeah. they're not talking about Catherine and Buffalo Bill. Apart from that well scene where it puts the lotion and that
Yeah, or else it gets the
hose.
the hose again. Yeah.
Yeah, like it doesn't. People focus on the two main characters because that's what this film like. That's what makes this film so amazing. And the fact is that those are masterpiece level, and the Buffalo Bill things are still very high. You know, some of them are
No,
masterpiece,
absolutely.
but
Yeah.
not all of them are masterpiece, but they're still
Mm,
amazing.
yeah,
And
I completely agree.
yeah, I don't know. What's your take on it?
On what?
I don't know. I just kind of said that.
Just the film itself, or
Uh, well, I don't know. I'm not very good at this.
no? Fair. I mean,
Uh,
one.
yeah,
Well,
because
the
I don't want to.
camera work here.
Yeah,
Um, I know it's like with the whole first person thing. I read a it was a not it was a review on the film, talking about the male gaze and how it really like it flips it onto the audience. You know, because anytime Starling is talking to somebody, you know, like she's always looking slightly off camera, but the
yeah.
other person looks directly into the lens, like right into your eyes.
That it's a very good choice for style.
Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely. I mean, it's distinctive.
oh yeah,
You know, it's
like I
it's one of the things that sets this film in a league of its own.
and the thing is, it's not flashy.
No,
It's, it doesn't wow you as such, does it?
no, it's more something that's lingered on in order to
Yeah,
make you uncomfortable.
you're like, oh, it's another one of these scenes,
Mm.
and there's a lot of them. You
Oh
know,
yeah, I mean, it's something that's happens throughout.
and it's like there are some dialogue scenes where it doesn't happen,
Mm.
and then there are some dialogue scenes where it does happen, and you're like, does it really need to happen here? But the fact that it happens doesn't draw it away from anything.
No, yeah.
Like, it's not one of those styles where it makes you think, okay, I'm a bit distracted by what's happening with the camera work or whatever.
Mm.
Like, going back to our very first one, High Rise.
Yes.
Do you remember there was that scene when Tom Hiddleston and the thingy, the old guy, were talking on the roof, and it had that one shot for like I don't know how long of just it was miles away, and it was just a like
Mm.
shot of the rooftop, and it's just like, why am I saying this? Because the conversation continued, but we're not seeing them. We're just seeing where they are on a roof. And it
Yeah,
just
in the
kind of
middle of the scene.
it's- yeah, it separates you from the characters, and that's
It
not a good
does,
thing.
yeah.
Whereas this film, you're with the characters all the time
Mm.
because you need to be, really.
Yeah, I mean, because of that, you know, it sort of creates a feeling that, you know, you're not watching a film. It makes it feel more visceral, really.
Yeah, it feels like you're watching it. Yeah, it's more like a I don't know, like a reenactment. It could be even
Mm.
because of how it is. Like, obviously, it's dramatized or whatever. But if you undramatized it, took away those shots, you could still make a lot of this film. Like, if you packaged this differently and said, this is a documentary,
Yeah,
like,
and add some talking heads in there.
yeah, you had talking heads, you had a voiceover or something, and you say this is a reenactment, but it's like it's as it was, there'll be people who would believe you if they haven't seen the film.
No, yeah, and some like crime scene photos being panned in on Ken Burns
Yeah.
style.
And that's the incredible thing, because you need to believe in the
You
story.
do, yeah.
So
if
you need
if
to
the audience doesn't believe in the story, you lose them.
Oh yeah. It's like I checked my phone a few times at the start because I was kind of like, I'm watching a film, I'm just gonna check my phone, and then I thought, and like this pretty much as soon as we got into the first encounter with Hannibal, like
It just
just after that, I was just like, nah, like I'm putting the phone down.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm in for this. The film definitely like takes a huge U-turn. It goes from this ordinary FBI movie to this psychological thriller.
And even to a bit of an action kind of thing with the escape. I absolutely love that sequence. The escape sequence. Like,
it's so
incredible.
Well orchestrated.
Oh yeah, it is. And I love the fact that the effects could have, if it was done now, it'd look a lot better. Like the face mask, but it still doesn't look bad.
No, exactly. But the thing is, he was working, very very short amount of time.
I love how it's one of those shots where it's obvious to the viewer, really. But then it's not so obvious that some people, that like everyone will pick it up.
No, exactly. Like, it's the sort of thing where you got to look a little bit closer. Not too much.
Yeah.
But just a tad.
And the great thing is because of how it is, right? Because of the effect, like the makeup and whatever it is, the mask, as it would be. You look at that, and from a normal audience goer, right, movie or whatever, they might just think, "Oh, that's a nice effect," because it's showing the guy who's been attacked. They might just see what it's meant to be on the surface, and they might not see that. Oh, wait a second, that is definitely Anthony Hopkins under that mask. And it clearly is if you look at it, but obviously on a movie screen, I think it'd probably be a bit hard to spot. At least I'd hope it would be. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I completely agree with you.
But I don't know. I really like this film.
I do. Yeah.
I don't know what to say about this film. Like I know I've just spoken for like half an hour about it, but
no, yeah. I mean, I can give you some trivia that I found.
Great trivia.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty. For example, in preparation for the role, Sir Anthony Hopkins actually went and he studied loads of files on serial killers, went to prisons, studied the murderers, and he actually went to some court hearings for some of these people.
Yeah, that was the interesting thing. The fact that pretty much everyone who works, the main people essentially, they all studied. They all went and met, apart from serial killers, because you can't really do that. But they went and they kind of talked to the FBI and stuff like that.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's complete method, really.
It is, and it works because you kind of need it.
Yeah, as they say, there's method in the madness.
Yeah. The attack on her southern accent is an incredible scene, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean you can tell the reaction is real, and that's because Hopkins actually he improvised that line, didn't he?
Yeah, and the look on her face is like, "Oh, I'm hurt." And it's
But
like,
that's how you get a good performance out of somebody, I think.
yeah. See, there are like I've seen some like kind of Q&As with some directors and stuff, and people are
Mm.
like, "Oh, do you like have improv? Do you have improv kind of things?" And they're like, "No, I hate it." Like, they'll say like, "Oh, I had an actor one time who just put an improv thing in, and it was shit." And it ruins the entire scene because they have to cut.
Mm.
Whereas that, because he's so in the character, it works.
Yeah, I think that's what
You
some directors need to do. They need to give some freedom for improv to ensure more authentic performances. Because if you're just going, by script, absolutely no changes whatsoever, it becomes flat. I mean, you know what I mean?
oh yeah, I understand that completely. We've got it wrong though. It wasn't 18 minutes. It was 24 minutes and 52 seconds for
Okay.
Anthony Hopkins. So that's a bit longer, but still,
Hmm. Yeah,
it's
still.
20 minutes.
Hmm.
So he is second to the shortest ever for best actor,
Hmm.
uh, and he was only beaten by, what would it be? Take away that 13 seconds.
Gee. Yeah, by
13
David Niven.
seconds. Yeah, that's 13 seconds though. That's like it doesn't.
Hmm.
It's obviously it's nothing. 13
But it's
seconds
a
is
lot of
nothing. But
time in film.
oh yeah, you can explain quite a bit in 13 seconds probably.
Yes.
Like if you really want to.
Especially, visually or something like that.
Oh yeah, you could have a character. You can have a car crash take
Mm,
place entirely in like 10 seconds.
yeah.
You know.
It's the power of editing.
Yeah. Uh, One of the inspirations was a friend of his. Okay.
Mm.
The FBI helped make this movie.
I mean, you can see that though.
Yeah, that's a thing that's well, they used the actual place, didn't they? Supposedly.
Oh, no way.
Um, that's the thing I think with some modern movies that like they've become a bit more lazy on it.
Yeah.
Like Green Book, for example, the fact that they didn't reach out to the family. That's a real story apparently, but
Mm,
if you didn't reach out to the family, how accurate is it?
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like
you'll only be getting one side.
obviously, James Bond, they can't really reach out to MI5 and be like, how do you do your operations? Because that's, that's kind of secret stuff. But
Mm,
if the FBI is like, all right, here's how we do our stuff, because if you have to deal with us, this is how we'll do it, it makes sense. And, it's a better kind of example, isn't it?
mm.
I kind of forgot what I was saying halfway through that sentence and like kind of rambled on.
Yeah.
I actually forgot what I was on about, so I just kind of
Nah, I do it all
kept
the time.
talking.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to start a sentence and see where it goes.
Yeah, yeah, full cooperation from the FBI
Hmm.
because they saw it as potential to recruit new female agents.
Yeah, I mean,
Which,
this
yeah,
inspired X-Files in a way.
which
You know,
was she in X Files? Was she the lead in X Files?
no, that was Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, I thought that
But the
because
character, yeah, but the character of I believe it's Mulder or is it Scully?
Mulder is the woman, I think, isn't it?
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know.
but
I haven't
Mulder
seen that show.
Mulder is very very much inspired by Starling. Like I've only seen one or two episodes of X Files, but
Oh yeah, I
just
saw.
from yeah,
I remember a scene. I remember like the like I don't even know what channels it would be. Like the really crap ones where they just have random programs
so
and
something like Pick.
you yeah, Pick. Pick has some good ones at some point, but
Mm.
it's a crap one. But I remember like flicking over to it, and I kind of like, oh, it's the X-Files. I'll just watch a few minutes of this,
Mm.
and then it's just like the person just goes up to this guy in a van, pushes him, and his head just rolls off. And I was like, come on,
Wow.
like, that he just have like flopped off. I was like, I can't take this seriously.
No. I mean, it's the
I
90s,
know,
man.
I know, but it was just so like, oh, that's so obviously bad. Why would you
Mm.
do that? Why would you do a practical effect like that? Like, come on.
Headless the whole time.
Yeah, it's clearly a mannequin. That's the problem. It's like,
Mm.
oh, so you found a mannequin, sat it in a truck, and had a person push the head off it. So what? Sorry, all right. The director dude, Jonathan Demme,
Mm.
was convinced that she was perfect for the role because he saw her purposefully walk down a corridor. I
Huh.
highly doubt that because I know full well that he had intended for some other actresses to be the main lead.
Mm.
So can't really say that you instantly thought she was amazing after you were like, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, he originally wanted Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah, but like the studio didn't want to pay the $2 million.
Honestly, I can't imagine her in this role.
No, it would have been a completely different film, if I'm being honest. Like the tone would have
Yeah.
been all off. I mean, Jodie Foster is really the only person who could have played Starling.
Oh my god. She tried to buy the rights to the film after reading it. That's so.
Mm.
Obviously, do you know about the Gene Hackman thing?
I don't know. Explain.
So he bought the rights, intending to either direct it. No, sorry, he was going to direct it and either play the Doctor or Hannibal, I think it was.
Oh,
And
mad.
then he saw a clip from one of his movies that won like an award, where he played obviously a dark character. And he 180'd on it. He just flipped it. He was like, no,
What, one of
because
his own?
yeah. So he was like, oh, actually, I don't really want to play a
Yeah, just
dark
like I
character.
can't act that well. No offense to Gene
Yeah,
Hackman.
yeah. You're good as Lex Luthor, but
Yeah,
stay in your own league.
exactly.
But
You're no
all
Hannibal.
right.
You may be bold, but
Oh my god. The author sent all the Oscar recipients a case of wine.
Yeah, I mean, he was famously a recluse.
Yeah,
He actually refused to go and see the film like whilst it was being made. But then, like, I
he
think,
watched it.
yeah, he watched it and it was just like, okay, I was wrong. This is great.
Yeah, I mean that's really a good thing, though, isn't it? Like,
High praise.
how is that to everyone's surprise, though? Sending a case of wine isn't exactly coming out like. I know, like it kind of is, but he's still reclusive.
I
He
mean,
didn't
I'd be
come out.
surprised if someone sent me a case of wine.
I know, but like if you've just won an Oscar, you know,
Yeah,
and
true.
like it would like that trivia would make more sense if it was like to everyone's surprise he came out and like awarded them the Oscar,
Hmm.
something like that, like some crazy thing like that. Like he came out of
Yeah, that would have been more surprising.
yeah. Uh, I all right. I think this is the last piece of trivia I'm going to say. If you've got
Okay.
any more you want to say, but uh, so God damn it. When he first got the script, Anthony Hopkins,
Yeah.
he thought it was a children's movie because of the name.
Really?
Silence of the
Wow.
Lambs.
I mean, in a way, yeah. I mean, it's a very, very innocent title.
It is.
But that's what's good about it. It's misleading.
It's very smart, isn't it?
It's something that makes sense within the context of the film, though, with the whole, the lambs are screaming. Have they stopped screaming yet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one of those, you're waiting for it. Right. Just for notes, just to put this down as a note, that is how you do saying the name of the film. Okay?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Not the suicide approach of, what are we, some kind of Suicide Squad? That is not a good way to go about it.
The you got to go back to the future.
Just subtlety is key, even if it's very, overtly subtle.
No, absolutely. No, yeah, I mean, saying the title in the film, it's a trope. Everybody does it.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Gene Hackman wanted to play Jack Crawford, so the FBI guy.
Okay, I mean, that would have made a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I still don't see why he wouldn't. Mississippi Burning. Have you seen that?
I haven't. I've heard of it, though.
Yeah, but he said that after seeing a clip of that, it made him uneasy about violent roles. Which makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Mississippi Burning. That was directed by Alan Parker, who passed away quite recently.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to spell Mississippi. Do you know
why?
Because I'm non-American.
He also did Bugsy Malone, the musical with the kids, set in the 30s.
Wait, did it have Samuel Jackson in it? No. So why is there a picture of Samuel Jackson? That's nothing to do with this. It had Michael Rooker in it, though, and Willem Dafoe. 1988, gosh.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago, isn't it?
Yeah, but I still find it funny that he saw himself in a film and was just like, no, I won't do this.
I won't even play the FBI guy.
Exactly.
He basically does
I can't do this.
I wonder, did he sell the rights? Or did he, keep the kind of rights and say, does anyone want to make this film?
Yeah, I'm putting it out there. I've got these rights here. If anyone wants them, come talk to me.
Pay me a lot of money and I will let you make a film about it.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of money still, So I can publicly say that I didn't want to do it. But behind the curtains, I'll get a few million out of it, so.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
Yeah, it's sort of like they're yours, but they're still kind of mine.
They're yours, but overall
it was my idea.
Yeah. It was all my idea, because I bought the rights.
Yeah, but it's still yours.
But it's kind of yours, but it's also kind of mine, but it's also yours, but it's mostly mine, so enjoy it.
That's how this film was made.
Pretty much. It worked out, though.
Oh, yeah,
worked
definitely.
Out very well.
Yeah, paid off in spades.
Just think, the man who played Hannibal Lecter went on to play Odin.
Yeah.
God. If anyone ever tries to say anything about the MCU not getting good actors, they had probably he's probably the best actor they've ever had.
I'd say so, yeah.
If you look at the track record, and he's barely in it.
I don't know, man. I mean, Hugo Weaving.
I know, but Red Skull and stuff.
And they did get Toby Jones as well. I mean, Toby Jones, greatest actor of all time.
That was a good one. Yeah, greatest actor of all time. Definitely deserves 5 Oscars just for this one film.
Absolutely.
Dad's Army, obviously. Yeah, Greatest film of all time.
Masterpiece.
Definitely need to happen. But oh my god, yeah. Forgot to say this. Whilst I was researching after I'd watched the film, I found out about I've forgotten what it's called now. I've forgotten what his name is. What's his name? Hannibal Lecter. What's the guy's name? Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins. And
yeah, that guy.
Olivia Colman. What is it? The Father. There's a film coming out early next year starring Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman as the two leads.
Okay.
And that interests me.
You
know? Like, that's 2 Oscar winners.
Oh, yeah.
And it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So... Oh, it's a devastating dementia drama. That sounds like a hell of a film, actually, doesn't it? Olivia Colman playing Anthony Hopkins' daughter. An Oscar-worthy performance. Well, that,
Yeah, it's got to count for something.
Right. So, the start of this review on The Guardian for this film is talking about horror movies, and it says this, and it's basically saying the scariest one so far isn't a scary one. It's this because it's real. It's a true, like, it's something that can affect us all.
No, yeah, I mean, some of the scariest films are the realest.
Yeah,
because we go to the cinema for escapism. We don't want life staring us right back in the face.
Oh yeah. Although, in this lockdown during this pandemic, there was a obsession at the start of people watching Contagion and pandemic films, So,
where they're all in hazmat suits, we got to get rid of this virus and all that.
In a weird turn of events, instead of going into the extreme fantasy side, they went into this extreme realism as such, They wanted to see, I don't know, maybe they wanted to see how to feel,
No, yeah.
But
it's the same with time loop films. That's basically what.
Did you watch the Patrick? Did you watch the Patrick H. Williams thing?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
How could you tell?
Oh, just a little,
Yeah.
Just a hunch. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
It is, it reflects what the quarantine is like and all that.
But I think the thing is, that sounds like a film. The Father, there is, that sounds like one of those films that, if it's done right, it can make anyone watching cry.
Yeah,
because it's such a real thing.
Exactly. And it makes you think about sounds like it's going to be a very visceral performance.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go and see that when it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to add that to my watch list because that sounds absolutely fascinating.
And just, if it is done correctly, which I assume it will be done, where it's just mainly those two actors together, that's a hell of a, that's a power kind of, I don't know what to say. It's
like a power move, whatever.
Power move ensemble that's just two people.
Powerhouse.
yeah. But alas, have you got anything else you want to say about Silence of the Lambs?
Just that it's one of the greatest psychological thrillers I've seen in a while. Really.
I have nothing else to add.
No.
What would you? I forgot. I realized. I think we forgot to do this last week.
And
What would you
many
rate out?
weeks before.
Yeah. What would you rate out of 10?
I'd say it's my first 10. It's my first 10 of the podcast. It's
God
just a
damn it.
perfect film.
Same here. That's 2 10s to this one. So, yeah. 10 out of 10s all round
Go
for
watch.
Silence of the Lambs. Definitely go watch it. It's incredible.
And if you've seen it before, watch it again.
Yeah. And honestly, if you watch it again, I'd recommend watching it and letting it sit before you go and watch the sequels.
And
if
yeah,
you
that's
do
what
watch
I'm
the
going to do.
sequels, if you do watch the sequels, watch the second one and then give it a bit of time before you watch the third one because it's not as good. Just saying.
Sequels are never as good though.
No, they're not. They're not. Like Blues Brothers 2000.
That's just arrived on Amazon, hasn't it?
It has. I
I'm
remember
kind of dreading watching that.
I'm going to watch it, but actually, you know what? Isn't it your choice next week, Greg?
I believe it is, yeah.
Do you want to do Blues Brothers 2000?
You know what? Screw it. Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah,
it's going to be a film that I'm going to watch it once in my entire life.
Yeah.
Never watch it again.
The great thing is, if it's a shit film, we have a lot to talk about.
Exactly. And I can see it being absolutely awful.
Oh, yeah. It has John Goodman in it. It's John Goodman, like...
Oh, my word.
The one guy died, and they were like, should we just not do a sequel? And they're like, nah, we'll just get John Goodman. But...
yeah, because he's exactly the same as John Belushi.
Same height and everything. But anyway, I think that'll do it for this episode.
Nice.
Go watch other stuff. Whatever. Subscribe, like, and see you next week.
See you then.